In this video, I'm going to be installing these air shocks on this 2005 Toyota Tundra. If you're new here, my name is Tim. This is my 2005 Toyota Tundra. Normally, my four-wheel camper lives on the back of this, and so because of that, I have these air springs or airbags or RideRite suspension system. I've had this the entire time I've had this truck, which has been for 2 years, but unfortunately, one of the springs has been leaking. This is my second pair of springs, as in I had a pair on my old Tacoma as well. Never had a problem with those. For some reason, this one's had a leak on the passenger side the entire time, and it's gotten worse and worse. I think you can probably see right now, my passenger side bag's completely flat. It goes flat in about a day from 60 PSI where I normally keep it. And so it's time to fix this. Bought this off Amazon for like 160 bucks. Just looked up the part number that was on here. It wasn't the stock Tundra part number because I have some riser blocks as well. And so I figured you can just follow along as I do that today. So thanks for tuning in, and let's get this thing installed so that we get the camper back on. Here you can really see how it's leaning. So we'll get to it. So this is the air shock. It's not the system leaking, I don't think. I've replaced that already and fixed the problem. So I think I just gotta take it off. I don't actually know how to do it. I installed this once before, like 8 years ago. So I gotta get this out. We'll figure it out. Start taking some bolts apart and go from there. I just looked online. It looks like I can hopefully take this off without taking the big, what are those, the U-brackets or whatever they're called? Hopefully I can do it without that. So I think I'm just gonna take this off, and then I can spin this off, and we'll be good to go. So let's see what happens. Top's off. I think this is supposed to spin off. The internet said it spins. Let's get some big channel locks. I think I might need to take those U-bolts off. It's a bit of a bummer. O'Reilly tools. Oh man. Alright, recap. I think I need to take the U-bolts off to get these to get this off. But I broke an adapter, and I straight up broke a socket. So need to find a different route forward. Not very sure. Try some PB, see if that works. All right, we've been at this for a little while. We broke one ratchet and one adapter. Went to the hardware store, got replacements for all that, got industrial drivers instead. Did the PB blaster, still didn't get it off, and this is all to do the U-bolts, which, spoiler alert, I figured out the key has been the heat. So, gonna get a little more heat on this other side. Get this off. Oh, suspiciously loose. And we'll be ready to fix it. Woo! Free. Whew. That was brutal. Got this off. Need to take this bracket off and put it on the old one. New one. All right, so this is the old one. We got it off finally. This is the lower bracket. We were able to do it with only taking off one of the U-bolts. We'll see if we have to take the other ones off in the end. So just gonna put this onto the new airbag and start building it back up. Hopefully it goes well. So this used to be a quick disconnect, but over the summer last year I took it off and put on a, I don't know, whatever, the not quick disconnect kind, to try to get this to stop leaking. That didn't fix it, but I still only have that, so I gotta transfer that over to the new bag too. On she goes. We've got the top on, got the bottom, time to put it back on. Hopefully I can just kind of thread it onto these U-bolts. I never took them off all the way. So we got 2 bolts, and then that's my air intake. We got it in, did those guys, put that on, and then tightened up my U-bolts or U-shackles, whatever people call them. I got those all tightened up. So it looks pretty good. Let's hope it holds air. Get the tire on and see if it holds air. All right, we got it all loaded up. I actually don't have a compressor on board. I just have my air pipes hanging out down here that I filled up with a bike pump. So we'll put 60 PSI in her and send it overnight and hope it holds. But I think it will. That went pretty smoothly. A couple broken tools, but they were junky old tools that needed to be put out to pasture anyways. So that's me putting a new Firestone RideRite bonus update. It's day 2, and the truck lost like half an inch overnight from 60 to 40 PSI, which means it's still leaking, which means maybe the bag wasn't even broken in the first place, which means maybe I replaced a $160 bag for nothing. But I did this whole thing last summer too, but I just found a leak in my fitment. So let's take a look at that and get it fixed today. Off to the hardware store to replace that. That's probably been the issue the whole time. And we had that little excursion into the suspension yesterday for fun. What a bummer. I could have sworn I checked that. Let's go get a new replacement for this whole thing. Putting this piece, replacing this quick fit, whatever they're called, with a proper guy. Had the wrong one, I had to go back to the hardware store and get the right one, but should be able to put it in now. And that was me fixing my RideRite air suspension. I didn't shoot any more footage after this just because I got frustrated with it, but I actually ended up breaking this fitment, trying to tighten it down. I had it misaligned, so I had to go back to the hardware store. It was one of those type of days when you got to go to a different hardware store because you just can't show your face at the first one anymore. You've been there so many times. But in the end, I think I got it working. And so there's just these silly air systems. They're just so prone to leaking. It's a bit unfortunate. But all good, and it really does do a good job holding the camper. So hope you enjoyed this video. I know it's kind of incomplete, but if you did, consider liking and subscribing. We'll have more videos out soon, getting the camper onto the truck and then going out doing some actual camping. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.